When cutting out your pattern for your bag, lay your pattern down and make sure that it's straight with the long edge of your material. Pin this in place. The straps of the bag, you'll need 2 of these. So one will go here and the other one you'll turn over and put it down here afterwards. Pin this one in place as well. Make sure it's straight as well. Now you can begin cutting out your pattern. Cut right on the edge of the pattern. Unpin your first strap, and now you can cut that out the second time. To cut out your pocket piece, fold your material in a long ways like so. Put your pattern on top. Make sure it's straight with the edges. Straighten it up if you have to. Pin this in place, and this is through 2 layers because you need to cut 2 of these. Cut really carefully around these corners so that they're even. Now you can remove this pattern. Fold the patterns up carefully and put them back in the plastic sleeve. When you make your bag, we're going to fold your material with the wrong sides together. Fold it in half like this. This is the top of your bag, this is the sides, and this is the bottom of your bag, the folded edge. We're going to stitch along the sides of the bag first, so pin along this edge here. When we stitch this, we're going to use a fancy seam called a French seam. This is usually used on really fine fabrics, and it gives a nice finish on the inside. We will stitch that on the edge of the foot. Make sure you backstitch each end, top and bottom. Then you'll do the other side. Next we have to trim this edge. As you can see here, I've stitched on the edge of the foot, and now I'm trimming off the edge. I'm leaving it so it's about 2 millimeters left. When you've done this, turn your bag inside out. Push your fingers into the corners to really push the corners out so you've got nice corners happening there. Next you need to take this to the ironing board. Put it on the edge of the ironing board and iron that seam flat. Turn it around and iron the other seam flat in the same way. Then you need to iron this seam flat. Make sure you've got a lot of steam happening and a really hot iron. Do the same with the other side of your bag. Next you're going to get a pin and just make sure that you're pulling out that corner so it's nice and sharp. We're going to stitch along this edge now again. again on the edge of the foot. Do the same on the other side as well. Make sure you've got a good back stitch. Then we can turn our bag in the right way. Push the corners out again so you've got nice corners in your bag. You can give this another iron if you like. See inside how we've got this fancy seam. To make your straps, fold the straps in half lengthwise. You can iron this first if you like to make it a bit easier. Pin along the top edge here. Again, we're going to use the seam allowance of the edge of the foot. We're going to stitch from one end to the other end. Make sure you've got a back stitch again. Do the same with the other one. When you've stitched this, you turn them inside the right way, like we've done with this one for you. We use this tool here. Push it through from one end, and when you get up to the other end, just let the hook come out a little way and hook over the corner of your material like so. Carefully pull this through. It can be a bit tricky to get through the first little bit, but just go gently and slowly. If it pulls out, you'll have to start again. When you've got it through the end, you can unhook, and then you can be a bit more vigorous and pull quite hard. There. Take this to the ironing board now and iron it flat with a seam on the top. This will make that nice and flat before then turning it on its side like so, so that you get a nice edge happening there. So carefully iron that to keep it nice and flat and straight. Have a lot of steam in your iron again. Good strong ironing here. Iron both sides.